Evening and welcome to the LAN Tamer stream. We're going to be talking some more layer 2 labs, multiple spanning tree, private VLANs, protected ports, things like that. Looking forward to it. I'm in between now some review, two major sections, BGP and MPLS. So we're just taking an opportunity to go back, do some reviews of technologies that, I was weaker on. And I've really gotten a confidence boost from this latest round of review labs, so far anyway. The first time I went back and I redid basically all the labs I'd done before, and what I found is that I had a lot of problems in certain areas. I mean, had considerable amount of difficulty. But it looks like this time, at least the first couple of labs I've done, I've actually been surprisingly much quicker, much faster, much more depth than I expected. So it's given me sort of a confidence boost. I'm feeling better that I'm not just forging on and learning new stuff and forgetting everything else off the back of the truck, but I am actually retaining some things, which is extremely, encouraging. So I feel good about that. So we're going to continue on here, and we're going to continue to look at some additional layer 2 labs. So I'm going to pull up a couple of things to talk about here on today's stream. Hope you're having a good Tuesday. Hope your internets were up today. And hope BGP was behaving for you today and you didn't have outages like yesterday, like a lot of us did. That was certainly the case for me, so that was good. But yeah, today we're going to talk about, we're going to do some more layer 2 stuff. Multiple spanning tree, protected ports, smartport, more macros, private VLANs. We'll see what else we get to. Might even get into some layer 3 IP routing, but I wanted to share just one article that I found today. There are actually a lot of articles, but I've saved them for later. This is a study. If you select this link, I think it's going to download a PDF, but I may still have it on my desktop. Yeah, so this is a paper, Washington EDU, Computer Science and Engineering, University of Washington. It's a number of years ago, but man, this was really good. I did not read all, 13 pages of the paper, but I read, 4 or 5 or 6 before it started getting really in depth on data. Really good abstract, really good ideas, and it talks about, with this issue on the mind from yesterday, the BGP problems, apparently that came down to a level 3 misconfiguration. And based upon the way this paper categorizes it, it would have been, it might have come under a couple of different categories. It's interesting too, they tell you how they tracked these BGP problems and tried to categorize them over a certain period of time. And it looked like let's see, we got origin misconfiguration, export misconfiguration. That appears to be what the problem was yesterday with level 3 / CenturyLink, is that they were exporting prefixes that they should not have been to certain neighbors. And some of the neighbors were not filtering those, and they should have been. So that was apparently kind of a breakdown of what the issue was yesterday, at least from what I've read so far. But that's a really good article. I enjoyed it. I took a little time to read it, and I encourage you to do the same. It really kind of helped my understanding of BGP to an extent. So, good stuff. That's all we have on the agenda for today, besides just kicking back and doing some labs, what we're going to do right now. So, let me pull up the requirements. Well, first, I'm going to look at the workbook, or the spreadsheet I've been working on. And as maybe you know, yesterday, if you saw my streams, we did some spanning tree, we did some layer 2 ether channel, layer 3 ether channel stuff, and today again I want to focus on MST. I'm actually going to redo this one, bridge election, just for speed. I was having a little trouble with the lab yesterday. Hopefully that's straightened out today and we'll be able to connect in without any problems. So we're going to fire that up first. We're going to look at those requirements. So let's get the requirements doc going and the configs doc. And again, this first one is going to be MST root bridge election. I'm starting a little early in the stream today. That's probably going to be the case going forward for, you know, certain days of the week due to some family scheduling changes, but anyway. Around the same time frame, not too much of a difference. MST root bridge election. So we're going to configure switches 1 through 4, MST revision 1, instance 1, VLANs 1 through 100, instance 2, V101 through 200, instance 3, all other VLANs, which is 201 through 4096. And root bridge election. So we're going to make switch 1, let's see, instance 1, the switch 1 primary, I think switch 2 secondary. Switch 3 primary, switch 4 secondary. Yeah. Primary. Use, and this is kind of a key, use, I missed this yesterday, use lowest priority values. Anyway, we do 0 and I think 4096, or no. Yeah. I think the priority numbers cycle through at increments of 4096. So, okay, switch 1. Maybe able to do all this in Notepad. Actually, I think I'm just going to fire it up here on the switches themselves. One 1700 20. Good. Switch 1 is up. Switch 2. I did read somewhere that someone came up with a solution for workaround for OS X High Sierra and reinstalling Telnet. So that's encouraging. I may actually upgrade to OS X High Sierra if that's the case. I'm going to vet that information a little bit, but okay, so let's look. Let's move this here. Let's do a little screen maintenance here. Let's move that there, and let's pull up our map, which I should have over here. Let's see. Where are you, map? I know you're here somewhere. Or did I close it? Or did it close? Shoot. All right, pull it up. Topology. Okay, I think that's right. Okay, let's see how we can do this here. Yeah. I know it's kind of hard to see, but okay, switch 1. Spanning tree mode MST, spanning tree MST configuration. I think we're supposed to assign a name as well. Name MST. Then revision 1. Instance 1, VLAN 1 through 100. Instance 2, V101 through 200. Instance 3, V201 to 4096. Let's see here. 201 through I thought 4096 was the upper range. Show VLAN brief. Hmm. 4094. Okay. Spanning tree, MST config. Instance 3v1 through 4094. No, v instance 3 v 201 through 4094. Yeah. There we go. Okay, so we have those instances configured. Then let's go. I think we can go ahead and do our election here. We're going to do spanning tree MST, and we're going to say 1 root primary. Actually, I'm not supposed to do that, right? MST1 priority 0. Yeah, I'm not supposed to use the macro. That's the macro. So we're supposed to set 0. Then let's go to switch 2. I think we're done with switch 1. Enable. Mode MST, spanning tree, MST config. Name MST rev1. Instance 1 v1 through 100. Instance 2 v101 through 200. Okay, then we're going to do spanning tree MST 1 priority 4096. Okay. So took that. I think that is what we need there. Let's go to switch 3. Spanning mode MST, spanning MST config, name MST rev1, instance 1 v1 through 100. Instance 3 v201 through 4094. Then switch 3 is supposed to be primary for instance 2. Spanning tree MST2 priority 0. And then we go to switch 4. Span mode MST, span MST config, name MST, rev1, instance 1 v1 through 100. Then spanning tree MST2 priority show interface trunk. Do we have trunks here? We do not. That's okay. Show span MST. Okay, so here we have MST0, no VLANs mapped. MST1. So we only have VLANs in MST1. And the root should be, it's probably going to be A.000, which is probably going to be switch 1. Show spanning MST1. Yeah, this switch is root. Good. And then on 3, show span MST2. We don't have any VLANs running. Let's add a VLAN. VLAN, let's see. Hold on now. Are we running VTP? Client. Okay. Show VTP status. Here's the thing though, we're not going to see, well yeah, we'll see it for instance 2. This is a client. Client. Okay, this is a server. So let's create a VLAN in VLAN 201. Show span MST 2. Yeah, we don't have trunks, right? Let's just create a trunk, just for grins. Interface Jazz 01. Switch port trunk in cap.1q. Switch port mode trunk. Then same with switch 3. Interface Jazz 01. I don't think those interfaces are right. No. Let's see, that was in June. That was June 29th. I was using a different one yesterday. Let me see. Let's double check our map. We gotta have a good map. Apology. Man, I'm still hungry. I just ate before starting the stream, but we did do deadlifts today. Sorry, bench press. Topology, where are you? Shoot, that is a Photoshop file. Probably gonna be the same one. Yep. Okay, we're gonna go with it. Interface Jazz 01. Actually, let's just trunk 3 and 4. That should be fine. Show, let's see. Show CDP neighbor. Zero 1 and 02. Okay. Wow, this is definitely off, this map, this topology. Let's get him out of the way. Let's get him out of here. Get out of here. Sort by date, date created. There we go. That's the one we want. Is that right? 01 and 02. Yep, that one's right. All right. So let's go create your terminal interface Jazz 01. Spanning tree. No. Switch port trunk in cap.1q. Switch port mode trunk. Go over here. Did I do that right? Yeah, this is 1.1, isn't it? Show run interface share. Okay, interface Jazz 01. Oh, switch 3. He wants 1.1. Spanning switch port trunk in cap.1q. Switch port mode trunk. That's 1.1 over here as well. Then switch 2. Okay. We've got just have 01. What about 1.1 interface? port trunk incap.1q, switch for mode trunk. And then GI11. We should be going all the way around now, I think. Okay, trunking. GI11. All right. So now switch 4 should have show span MST2. Yeah. And the root port is going this way because switch 3 is the root for that. Okay, good. That's what we expected. So I think we're good there. That's kind of a review from yesterday. Just checking my answers here. Yeah, the priority. The priority is what I got wrong yesterday. So, all right, moving on to MST pass selection with port cost. I don't know that this is any different from what you would do with a regular spanning tree instance. It's the same way you control. And as I'm looking here, figure as a root bridge, for instance, I want to use the lowest priority value. Okay, here's the new requirement here. A lot of this is the same, except let's change this. MST1 is correct, so let's undo MST2. No span, MST2, priority 0. And here, no span, MST2, priority 4094. Yeah, show span MST2. Okay, now it's going towards, yeah, switch 1. But what we want to do here, our new requirement is, for instance, to use spanning tree cost modify so that traffic for MST instance 1 from switch 2 to switch 1 uses the last link between switch 2 and switch 4. All right, let me try to unpack that, because if it goes down, traffic should fall over to remaining link between switch 2 and switch 4. Switch ports are we going to use, right? MST instance 1 is still, this is still a root bridge, switch 1. Well, which ports are we going to use? So traffic for MST instance 1 from switch 2 to switch 1 uses the last link between switch 2 and switch 4. Modify the layer 2 transit network so that traffic for MST is from switch 2 to switch 1. Okay, so we don't want it to go this way. We want it to go on port 01, and if it goes down on port 02. So it's going to do that anyway. Let's say both these links were off. It would go 01 and 02. It probably wants us to use a deterministic configuration though, right? So I think what we need to do, let's make sure we're trunking between 1 and 3. Show interface trunk. I don't think we are. Yes, 01 and 11. Okay. But we want both ports to be up here, GI11 and GI12. So interface GI12. we're going to say spanning switch port trunk in cap .1q switch port mode trunk. And we do the same on switch 2. And we need both of these ports up, 01 and 02. I don't think 02 is negotiated. And same on 4. Yeah. So let's change the priority. We want the priority to be higher here. We want this to be very unattractive. Right? So let's go to switch 2 and let's look at, for instance, 1, show span span MST1. Okay, the cost for each interface here is 20,000, so we want to raise the cost. For 1.1 and 1.2. Where's it going now? GI 0.0. Yeah, this is. We just want to use the sub interfaces here. We need to shut that down. I forgot about that. You have to do that on these switches. I think you have to do 1.1 or 1.0 as well. Yeah, now 1.1's a root. Wait, that's right. That's right. Yeah. 1.0, where's he going? Okay. Don't do that preview. Go back to where I had you. Okay. So now we're using 1.1 and 1.2. The cost, we want to make this cost a lot higher. So what we're going to do, interface GI. Let me think about this. Interface GI 1.1, spanning tree, MST1, cost. And let's just, what do the requirements say? It just needs to be really high. So let's put it at 40,000, 20,000 now. And let's go interface GI 1.2, same thing. And then we want it to prefer 0.1, so let's make sure that GI 0.2. And let's just make this 30,000. Show span MST1. Modify this so that the traffic uses the last link between switch 2 and switch 4. Actually, don't we have to advertise that it's accumulated, right? The cost? Let's do a capture on here. Let's do a capture. Yeah, switch 1. And let me think, how do we capture layer 2? We're just going to capture everything. So let's say switch 2, that's router. Switch 2, interface. That's project management. 01 and 02, 03, 10. We want... Yeah, for some reason... Okay, let's clear all of these. Switch to GI11. Traffic capture. So it's capturing everything. All right. So we should see BPDUs coming in. And I think I think we have to increase it on switch 1, don't we? Yeah, if we want to alter the traffic, we need to change it from switch 1's perspective, right? So we need to say, because he's going to average, right now he's advertising, he's sending a BPDU with the cost of 20,000. So we need to make that a lot higher. Spanning tree MST1 cost. Let's jack it way up. Let's say 200. No, let's say 300. 1, 2, 3. So now let's look at what net change does that have for show span. All right, I'm trying to remember. Does that change the cost in the BPDU? Like, does switch 2 take into account, is that information locally significant? Or is the port cost advertised to switch 2? I don't think it is. Yeah, so that doesn't make any difference, right? No spanning tree MST1 cost. Right. So well, let's take a look. Let's look at our packet capture so far. Yeah, this I'm having to remember. I definitely needed to review this for sure. So what we want to see is, now first of all, let me think about in the future STP. How do we filter that? I'm not sure, but let's look at what's coming from switch 1, which is going to be, well, I have to get back in layer 2 mode here. Show MAC address. Okay, these are all, of course, learned. Let's see, show spanning tree MST. Okay, I think we're looking for MST extension, code revision 1, bridge identifier. Okay. 00A00. All right, so this is coming from switch 1 to switch 2. And this is when we first started, the BPDU. So let's break down this BPDU. What do we have in here? The root identifier. Root path cost is 0. Bridge identifier. Port identifier. MST revision 1 digest. Bridge priority, system identity extension, see remaining hops. Yeah, I don't see any information there. Let's mark, applies filter. Protocol. How do I filter on this protocol? Okay, so these are all the BPDUs going out. So towards the end, well, towards the middle actually, we had changed the port cost, but I don't see that the port cost is included in this information at all. Yeah. Internal route path cost, there's nothing in there. Priority. Okay, so this is only locally significant, right? So we've changed the cost here, and we've made it much higher for GI11, but it has not changed what port is being used. The port roles. It has not changed the port roles at all. Using spanning tree cost, modify the layer 2 transit so the traffic for MST instance 1. Yeah, we essentially don't want to use this at all, and I don't think changing the cost value interface GI11 cost. Let's boost it way up, like 3,300, 123. Show spanning. Show spanning tree MST1. Show. Oh. Didn't know why I was upset there. Okay, that changed it. So what is the difference between... This is 40,000. This is 300,000, and then it changed. Okay. Oh, the reason why is because the port cost, the total cost is calculated as the... We think about this. Let's experiment a little bit. Let's say interface GI1, spanning tree, MST1 cost is 40,000. Let's switch it back. Do show span MST. Okay, it switched back to this. I think what it's doing is it's my defined cost towards you plus the inherent cost of the interface itself, which would be 20,000. I'm not sure. I'm thinking that's what it is, though. Let's say interface GI11, spanning tree, MST1 cost 40,001. Yeah. That's what it is. It has to be it. It has to be it. So what we also want to do here is ensure that it uses the, right now it's GI03. Yeah, we don't want to go with going that way. So we need to make these higher as well. So let's do hierarchy here. Interface range GI1, 1 through 2. No, that's what where we want it. Interface range GI 03 through GI10, 0. And this needs to be spanning tree MST1 cost really high. Then we want to use the last port, which I think in this is defined as GI02. So we need to change this. GI02, spanning tree, MST1, cost. Let's make it 0. And then interface GI0, no, what is it? Interface GI01. There we go. Okay, so now show spanning MST1. And again, this is just my understanding of the port cost in general, right? So GI02 is the last port between 2 and 4. That's where it's going to go now. GI01. And then we've got GI11, GI12. Those would come next. Yeah. Let me look at the configuration. Okay, yeah, essentially that's what. Yeah, the end-to-end cost is made up of the upstream cost plus the local port cost. So 4,000 was the worst one to pick. But now I know why. Now I understand why. Okay, now we're going to do port priority. Let's set these back. Show run interface. Yeah, let's take this out. Then interface range, GI0, 3, GI1, 0, no this. Show run interface GI1, 1. Okay, we want to take this out as well. Okay, back to normal. Show spanning tree MST1. Good deal. Now, next is port priority. Pretty much everything is basically the same. Let's take this. We don't need to capture because a lot of these values are locally significant, as we see. I thought somehow that maybe information was being advertised in the BPDU, but that's not the case. The port cost was accumulated of the local port cost plus the outbound port cost combined cost amount. Anyway, all right, so let's go back to this. I think this part is the same on the MST configurations, and it is. Okay, configure. Okay, instance 1 is good. But we want to configure it so that MST instance 1, switch 4 to switch 1, uses last link between switch 2 and switch 4. Same direction, right? If this goes down, fall over to the other link. All right. So we need to modify the port priority here. Let's look at switch 4. So here we see the priority values. And they're all 128. So what we want to do, and I think the lower number is better. So what we want to do here basically is say we don't want it to go. Well, where's it going now? 03. Okay, it's going through switch 2. And it is. No, it's not. Jazz 03. Okay, it's going this way, right? Which we would expect. So basically we want to set these as a lower priority. In particular, let's say Jazz 01, spanning tree, MST1, port priority, and this has to be in increments of 32. Because can we say 0 here? Yeah. Interface GI 02, spanning tree, MST. We want to use the last port though. Whatever that means. Let's make it 32. And then this will be 02. This will be 0. I wonder if I have it the other way around. It must be the higher numbers better. So interface GI01, spanning tree, MST1, port priority should be, let's make it, we'll add 64. So that will be 128 plus 32 is 160, 192. And then interface GI02, this should be 160. That did not change anything. Maybe this is the similar thing where you add. I'm guessing at this stage. Interface GI01. Let's set it really high. Let's do up to 224. Yeah, that's probably not going to make any difference. So let's look at the command. Command reference. And this time, oh, I have to do this differently, don't I? I have to go to the full menu to get here. I have to go products. Man, it's been a while. Switches. Campus LAN. 3850. 3750, that's fine. Command reference, let's go 12. What do we only have? We don't even have 15 here. Yeah, those are old switches. Products, switches. I think I was using LAN switches access. Was I doing 3850? Jeez. Okay, so it's been a while. This is something that we would not, if we had to go, we would not want to have to do this on the lab just to go, you know, to struggle to find. iOS XE. Jeez Louise, this is, I don't remember struggling like this. To find switches, campus LAN. Let's go 3750X. Okay, thank goodness. Command switch, command reference. Thank goodness. Index. Here we go. Geez. All right. You can assign higher to interface you want selected first and lower. And that's what I did. You can assign higher to that you want selected first and lower priority values that you want selected last. If your switch is a member switch stack, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Priority 0 to 250, yeah. 240, 224. The lower the number, the higher the priority. Well, that's what we did first. That's what I thought. So GI01, spanning priority 0. Show span. So is it just a case that this does not preempt? It is not. So what am I doing wrong here? Let me check the key. I ain't got no time. We're funny business here. Where's my key? Yeah, that's what it says I'm supposed to do. Port priority 0. So this must just be a code issue or something, because this is exactly what I have. Yeah, this should be the preferred. All right, I'm happy with that. Let's clean it up. MST. Actually, show run interface GI01. Okay, let's take this out. And interface GI02, no spanning MST1 port 32. Okay, back to normal. Let's look at our next lab. I feel okay on that, but yeah, I thought I had it right. If I have to go back and say, like, which ones did I struggle with still? This one I did. I want to leave that one. I'm okay with how I did on this one. I'm going to leave it for speed. I'm going to leave that one for speed. We're going to do that one again at some point. Okay, so we're going to say the 7th. What's today? 7th? Okay, MST and rapid spanning tree. Let's look at our requirements. Okay, that is all correct. Configure port fast. Switch 1's FA01 interface, which we now know to be a port, some port connected over here, which we don't have. But it doesn't really matter, right? Let's call it GI10. Yeah, we'll just pick a port. GI02, for example. All we have to do in this case, we have to remember with MST, right, that we have multiple spanning tree instances bundled into a single administrator spanning tree instance, I guess is a good way to put it. In other words, the algorithm is running once for all the VLANs associated. So if we want to configure an interface, for example, what did I say? Interface GI0. Let's see, 11, 12, 10, 10. Wait, 01, 02, 03, 10, 11, 12, 13. I don't know where that's going, so we'll pick on him. Show run interface GI13. Okay, fine. We'll say switch port access VLAN. It doesn't really matter, right? Switch port access VLAN. 1 spanning tree. Yeah, I think all we have to do is spanning tree port fast. And this is going to be edge. Right? There's no special thing for spanning tree with MST involved. Whatever VLAN you're in, it's going to be immediately go to forwarding state in that VLAN, right? So I think that's all that's required there. Yeah, nothing special. I was trying to look for a trick, you know, I was looking for something sneaky there, but there's nothing sneaky there. Okay, protected ports. Now this this might be a little challenging. Let's see. And this may be a different topology. LAN switching initial spanning tree. No, we're good. We're good. So let me see if there's anything else I need to do. It's been about an hour. I'm going to take a quick break to go grab some food because I am hungry. And I'll be back in just a moment. All right, guys, we're back on track. So I had to get some food, man. Whew, I was hungry. So we've moved on from MST. And I think what we need to do here is actually take out the MST configuration as well. I'm trying not to do a lot of reloads of the topology because it's just better. LAN switching initial spanning tree. Yeah, that's what we want. So I'm going to take out the MST stuff. That cron job's running on here. Oh, that's cool. Okay, we take this out. We don't need that. It's 1.3, right? Yeah. Okay, yeah. Spanning tree. Can we just do a no here? No spanning tree mode MST. That's probably the easiest way to do it, right? Yeah. Tree mode MST. Inconsistent, inferior, PVST, BPU, blah, 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 claiming root. And all sorts of hell breaks loose and ensues. All right, show spanning tree. Okay, now we're back to normal. And let's look at this protected port configuration, right? I actually saw some, in Router Gods today, I saw someone posing a question about protected ports, how to do this, how to do that. There was a real world scenario where they were questioning the use of protected ports in some sort of lab exercise. So made me think, wow, I definitely need to make sure I understand how to do this. All right, so what we want to do here, shut down all Ethernet links from switch 4 towards 2 and 3. So I think we're just shutting down a whole bunch of ports here. Interface range, GI1, 1 through 2, shut. And interface range, GI0, 1 through 2, shut. Okay, done. Shut down ports 19 and 23 on switch 1. 19 and 23. I remember this. Yeah. Interface GI0, 2, shut. And then interface GI 1. Create an SVI for VLAN 10 on switch 1. Okay. IP address 169.254.23.1. And we'll bring it up. And we want to configure these ports, I think, 24. Shoot, stay up here, man. Interface GI 2. And then interface GI 1. Shut down 1. Yeah. So 1, 2, and 0, 1. Right. Okay, configure port FA020 on switch 3 in this VLAN with an IP address. So let's go to switch 3, interface GI 1. No switch port. IP address 169.254.23.3. And on switch 2, GI12, no switch port, IP address 169.254.23.2. So right now, it should be able to ping each other theoretically. And they can. Well, I would think. Ping 169.254.23.1. Why can they not ping VLAN 10? Show run interface GI01. That should be interface GI1 switch port mode access. Yeah, interface GI 1.2 switch port mode access. 169.254.23.3. Show IP interface brief. Okay. Source interface VLAN 10. Okay. So we have pings all the way around, which is good. Now configure port protection on switch 1. So the switch 2 and 3 cannot directly communicate with each other, but can communicate with the SBI. And I think what we do there, interface GI, I think this is pretty simple. GI01 switch port protected. And do we have any options here? No. Switch port protected. So now ping 169.254. Still do these pings. However, he should not be able, and he should be able to ping him, but not him. And he can. Figure port protection. Am I missing something here? I should disable these other ports. Interface range GI 1, 2 through 3 shut. No, interface GI 1, 2 no shut. Then we say interface interface range GI 03 GI 10 shut. Okay, I got 2 ports up. I can ping him. And I can ping him. That's good. I should not, however, I can ping him. I should not be able to ping 3, and I can. Am I missing something here? I don't think so. switch port protected. Yeah. Show interface GI12 switch port. Protected is true. Let me see if I got anything wrong here. Yeah. Yeah, I'm good. So this must be a image issue. I think I'm good here. I'm not even sure why I had this. Conceptually, I have this. That's good. We're good to go there. Okay, smartport macros. This was hard. This was hard to remember. Let me shoot. What is our topology here? Take a few more bites here. Okay, smartport macros. I'm definitely going to have to look these. I think I have conceptually, I have this down. This is a matter of memorization, I think. So let me see if I can find the command quickly enough. Interface range macros, yeah. Hello, Cisco documentation page. Okay. Yeah, default interface range. Let me just jump to an example here. When entering the interface range, use this format. Default interface range macro name. Oh, define, right. Use the define interface range command. Yeah, this is as close as we get to a macro here, so let's do this. What is it? What the requirements are? Figure a macro named. We can't do a name, I don't think. Basically, we want it to, when applied, enables interface VLAN 146, enables BPDU filter, apply to FA07 and FA08 on switch 1. So I think what this means is define VLAN, define interface range, VLAN 146, we'll call it that. and then the interface range. FA, and in this case, it would be, we don't even have these interfaces. So we're going to do GI0, 1 through 2. You need to guys need to get your workbook updated, man. And then this is where we do switch port mode access, switch port access, VLAN 146, spanning tree, BPDU filter, enable. I think that's it. Let's see. Nope. Define interface range. VLAN 146. GI0, 1 through 2. Okay, I did that. Show run brief. Define interface range. No define interface. Then I think I put my commands here, right? Macro can define ranges. All interface must be the same type. When entering, use this format. Valid values for type. Define interface range. This is how to create a multiple interface macro. Execute a command on multiple ports at the same time. Shoot. What else do we see macro? Am I missing a command here? Oh, there's the macro name. And the documentation is spinning because it just does not know what to do. Yeah, I think I'm kind of stuck on that. So, Google. Google to the rescue. We don't have time to define interface range macro. NetGyver. Okay, show an example. Define interface range. Interface range macro. User ports. Okay. Jeez. All right. Thank you, whoever that was. So we're going to say define interface range VLAN 146. Chat 0, 1 through 2. Macro. Okay. Who makes this stuff up, guys? Define interface space. Define interface. Okay, so we have a define interface macro and a define interface range macro. Okay, that's fine. Then we do a interface range macro VLAN 146. Okay. We will do frustrating. I'm going to be honest, a little frustrating here. It's okay. We're learning, repeating. Where did my requirements go? There we go. So what we should actually do here is default interface range GI0 1 through 2. Then I don't think we have to do this again. No, we don't. But then we do interface range macro VLAN underscore 146. I'm sure this is going to come in really handy one day. Spanning tree BPD filter enable. Show run interface GI01. Boom, there you go. Ooh, they're shut down. Crap. I should have done a no shut. So can we come back and say interface range macro VLAN underscore 146? Can I just do no shut? Show run interface GI01. Okay, yeah. Good deal. You know, I think I have a flashcard on this. I'm almost certain that I did a flashcard on this, so I would remember. Problem is, you can make as many flashcards as you want. You have to take time to review the flashcards. Okay, let me see if I have that in Instagram. I think I do. Yeah, so let's go to my Instagram feed here. This would have been a while ago. Yeah, I need to do more of these flashcards. Switch port macros. Here we go. Define interface range, V199. And this is not written to config. Interface range macro, switch port mode. Okay. All right, good stuff. Yeah, I need to go back to that. All right. So let's do default interface GI0 1 through 2. We'll just put that back. And what we'll say about that is definitely need to leave it on here. All right, we'll do one more, private VLANs. And this I'm going to have to look up. And that's probably going to be under a configuration guide. So let's see what the topology is for this. Basic layer 2 switching. So we're going to have to load a different topology. Unfortunately. All right, let's do that. Stop simulation. And we're going to write out the requirements. This is going to be basic. Yeah, it'll be this one. We're going to give it a minute, see what happens here. And let's look at the, this one I do not remember. Definitely do not remember. Actually, we're probably gonna need a, let's go to full menu. Technology, no, products. Switches, campus LAN switches access, 3750X. And let's look for configuration guides. Oh gosh. Is it going to be software configuration guide? Garbage. Garbage. Where's my index? So I'm going to go off on a little tangent here again, but you'll notice these are all different releases, which is fine. So this is Cisco 3750X and 3560X switch command reference. This says command reference Cisco iOS 3750X and 3560X. Excuse me. Why would you change this format around to make this a little harder to read? And then not have an index in your other one? I don't know. Host ports and private VLANs. Switch port mode, private VLAN. Okay. I bet I have a flashcard on this. Yeah, why not? Let's go to our flashcard. Filtering routes, AD. I need to do more of these. Okay, we do the private VLAN mapping 120 and 130. Okay. So the requirements here are switch 1. VLAN 100 is primary. VLAN 1000 is community. VLAN 2000 is isolated. IP addresses, SVI on VLAN 100. Actually, let's do this. 169.254.100.1. 169.204.100.2. Switch 2's FA024 port. This will be switch 3's FA020 port. Switch 4's FA022 port. All right, switch 1, 2, 3 can communicate directly at layer 2. Switch 4 can only communicate switch 1 at layer 2. Okay. So what we have here is, that means that switch 4 is going to be isolated. FA022. Okay, so GI03 should be isolated VLAN. And then 2 and 3, GI12 can be in the community. And then switch 3's FA020, GI01, community. Okay. So what we're going to do here, let's see how we're doing. I think we can go ahead and launch the topology. But I think what we do is, where's our config? Here it is, switch 1. VLAN host. We're going to play, I know I'm using the flashcard here to kind of cheat, but not really cheat. But we're going to look at some of these options here at least. So GI03, this is going to be switchport private VLAN host. Initiation 100, 2000. Switchport mode, private VLAN host. Probably what we should do in the beginning is default interface range GI01, GI03, GI12, right? And then what we want to do on these other switches, switch 2, for your terminal, we're going to say interface GI0, shoot. Should be the same interface number. Yeah, I can already tell that this topology is probably not going to load. It's probably going to lock up. So this is going to be interface GI12. First, let's default, right? Default interface GI12. Interface GI12, no switch port, IP address 169.204.100.2, 205.205.250, no shut. Switch 3, enable your terminal. Interface GI01, first default. No switch port, IP address 169.204.100.3. And then finally switch 4. We are going to say that is GI03, default interface GI03, no switch port, IP address 169.204.100.4. And then from there we should be good. All right, let's take a look at our routers here. Let's kill routers 1 through 10. And it should be the same. Actually, this is going to be 22 for some reason. Yeah, they're still booting up. I think that is going to do it. I'm going to take a quick lunch break here. So this was compiled in 22nd of March 2017 at 8:38 by MMEN. Hey guys, here's our processor board. Hope we don't have a problem with our board. I'm gonna go ahead and close that. Yeah, this is gonna take a minute to boot here. Hey, they couldn't find this on disk. Could not be found on disk. Yeah, so if you all are not yet subscribed to Instagram, check it out. I'm on Instagram. And this is my latest post today, was about BGP fallover. But yeah, feel free to subscribe to me on Instagram if you're not already, or Twitter as well, at the LAN Tamer. And I also have a Facebook page at LAN Tamer /LAN Tamer. So, and I post a lot of stuff on there, usually once a day or more. And part of the intent of using Instagram was to create these flashcards and to refer back to them when I need to. I'm going to be conscientious this round of reviews, to go back in and do some of that more often. Okay, doing private VLAN mapping. Private can only get a transport off modes 2, and oh, interesting. Yeah, I need to do that, don't I? BTP mode transparent. Good point. Forgot all about that. That's a good. Very good reminder. All right, so what we need to do, and you know, last time I did that, I remembered to use BTP mode transparent, but anyway. What am I looking for here? The port numbers. 2220. Yeah, they swapped them around. So this is 20. P mode transparent. Doesn't really matter here because, yeah, I'm not going to worry about it there. So let's go back to this. Make sure this took. Okay, that time it was happy. Now let's configure our interfaces. Okay, did not like, so Interface range, GI01, GI03, GI12. Actually, no, interface range, GI01, GI12. Switch port private, VLAN host. It doesn't like association. 100. Okay, so this is backwards. It wants 1000 is the primary extended range, and this is the primary normal range. Is that right? VLAN, switch port private VLAN. Host hyphen association. Okay. Host association. Jeez Louise, what is going on here? Well, this is not good. We have hosed. We have effectively... Internal software error. I did get this to work before. I got private VLANs to work before in Viral 1.3. Either I've exposed some other sort of bug, or I've done things in a certain order that it didn't like. But I think this is what I need to do. I would just need to do hyphen here. And we crashed it. Yay, we crashed. Viral. 2 nights in a row. 2 nights in a row, folks. 2 for 2. Always layer 2 stuff. Always layer 2 stuff is the most buggiest. So we're just going to stop Viral. We're going to stop the bleeding here. Software error VLAN ID equals 0 and VLAN ID something something. Port manager internal software error. Get VLAN data. Man, I screwed up good that time. So let's just check our config against what the key says. We can always do that as a fallback. Okay, VTP mode transparent. All right, VLAN 1000. I did not create the VLANs. VLAN 1000. Okay, I missed that step. Private VLAN community. VLAN 2000. Private VLAN isolated. VLAN 100. Private VLAN primary. Private VLAN association, 1000, 2000. Okay, this... Yeah. This is right. And this is right. And these are right. Okay, so I missed this part. Actually, creating the VLANs and defining the private VLAN significance. Okay, yeah, this one definitely needs some work, folks. So I'm going to leave this both so that we'll know when we come back that we've got to do, let's see. We're going to have to repeat these again at the end of MPLS. BGP version 3, layer 2 ether channel, layer 3 ether channel. Is that right? I'm not sure, so I'm going to leave it there. The only ones we marked off are these two. Root guard? I don't think I need to repeat that one. You will come back to that one for speed. I got that one. I nailed that one. Speed. I need a little more speed on that. Yeah, definitely. All right. That's good. We'll review and review and review again as much as we need to. I think we're going to stop it there, guys. Tomorrow, we're going to come back and do some IP routing stuff. Enhanced object tracking, geotunneling. Yeah, the IPSLA, I've got to get that down, that speed as well, because I just remember struggling with that to get the wording and the order exactly right. So we'll be working on that some more. Policy routing, I skipped that. I'm going to put that conceptually there as well. Geotunneling, I remember struggling with the order of that, typing that at and ODR. So good deal. We got a lot of practice, but we'll be doing basic IP routing tomorrow, and we'll see how far we get. What else we got going on here? I think that's all we need to do in the lab tonight. I'm going to go back and review some of the INE stuff. Shut down the system. Yeah. Yeah, 2 days in a row. Let's see if we... I don't think we'll be locking up viral tomorrow. Probably not. Either way, thanks for tuning in, folks. Appreciate you stopping by. Please press, click like if you enjoy the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And click the little alarm button to get notification when we're back online. So take care. Happy labbing. See you soon back here in the LAN Tamer stream.